What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, today we're not working on this beamer, we're working on this beamer. So this is Glen's, good friend of mine Glen's, and he is having a bit of trouble getting it finished. So he's gotten me on board and I'm going to help him out and get this thing running. So it's pretty close, but we're going to tidy up a few things and get it pretty well track ready. Obviously e46, LS life, and I'm thinking T56, pretty sure it's a T56. He's upgraded the rear end, put something a bit stronger in, and yeah, got some Sparkos, gutted interior, all pretty basic. Fuel cell in the back. So yeah, just going through, sorting it all out, getting it ready for the track so we can actually drive it and have some fun. So next couple of days guys, I'll take you guys through playing around with this thing, and yeah, we'll get it all sorted, get it together, show you the bits and pieces that I'm doing, and yeah, should be good. Check it out guys. Right guys, so a couple hours in, we've pulled all the Commodore wiring out of the Commodore because that's what got put in. We've got the ECU loom hanging out here. We're gonna fix that up to make that a like hot rod standalone kind of dealio. Over here, ABS unit's gone, so playing around with brake lines, getting sorted for that. Gonna have to buy some fittings, bits and pieces. Easy peasy. Sam sitting hanging out on the floor there. So yeah, that's all clean and tidy in here now. So starting back from scratch and fixing that up. Back here, fuel system, I'm just sort of working out what I want to do. So we'll probably put the little tank up the back there, fitting, and a few bits and pieces there. So that's what's on the cards at the moment. Keep chugging along for today and get a bit of a list together and start ordering. Righto guys, so still chugging along. We've got the loom pretty well sorted. We've got most of our little bits and pieces that we need, wiring here that I just got to tidy up. Finish running that through, hook up the OBD2, get all that sorted. Yeah, just cruising along. Got the earth on the power steer. It's going to run some cables underneath for the alternator to the starter motor and into the car. But yeah, cruising along, getting there. Righto guys, so that's a wrap for today. Playing around with the intake and played around with the radiator lines to make that a bit tidier. Started positioning the harnesses and working out what I need for that. Steering wheel and boss kits on. Played around with the throttle pedal down there. Started putting a handbrake in. And back here we are having a look at the fuel system to figure out what I need. So so far that's it guys, but that's one day down, so we'll see how we go. What's up guys, welcome back. So today, getting a little bit more done on the 46. Got the fuel system sorted, so line coming up there, 2 pumps, one's going in, one's coming out, up to the reg, and then down to the underside of the car, to the fuel line. Wiring's done for the tail lights, batteries all sorted. Got some wiring up there for the pumps, keep it nice and simple. Simple. Handbrake's in, I just got to mount it a little bit better. It's not exactly great, but it's in. Lines are done. Brake line, handbrake line is just in line. Steering wheel, I showed you that the other day. Harnesses, we're getting them sorted and mounted. A couple of mounts there. I've got to get 2 more for the inners and 2 more for the outers. What else we got? We're waiting for our dash and waiting for our switch panel. Engine bay, obviously the pump was there the other day. Wiring's tucked up under here for the odds and sods, so that's turning the pump on. The lights and the indicator is all that I've got coming across here. Got the radiator out to make the fan shroud, so that's in the car. I'll take that over to Dad's. Brake lines, we've pulled the switch out because I don't have the plug for the original switch anymore. I've had to get it an adapter, sort out an adapter, and I'm just waiting for the pressure switch to jump in there. It's just coming on, it's on the way. Intake and air cleaner, that was old air cleaner I had laying around, so we're using that, and an old bit of pipe we're using, so I had to block the hole for the intake temp. Fuel line's going to come up to here. That's the only thing I've got to run now, but it's all hooked up, all blanked off, ready to go. I've got a fitting for the oil sender as well to lift it up and put a 1/8 MPT on it for our dash. But yeah, other than that, that's about it so far, so I'll keep you guys in the loop. What's up guys, so righto, I've just knocked out this fan cowling for the e46, so I just got a bit of thin alley and bead roll it to give it some strength. It's probably still a little bit flimsy, but once it's all stuck, I've got it double-sided taped on. So once it's all stuck and in place, pretty sure it's going to be okay. As you see, I've got some double-sided tape here, so that'll help hold it. A couple of rivets are going to go along here, just to hold that bad boy on. And then, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I might put some extra tape around that to help seal, and maybe some extra tape along here to help seal as well once it's all mounted. So I'll show you guys this once it goes in. Alright guys, so a little look over the fuel system. Glen's just got a, looks to be Chinese fuel tank in here. It'll do the job, it'll hold the fuel. He's got the fitting down the side here. I'm going to bring the light over. He's got a fitting down the side here. So I'm taking that up to the pumps. So I've got a double pump mount, and I've flipped one so they're opposite. So this one's feeding into the surge. And then we've got a pressure egg, aeroflow pressure egg up here, and feeding to the front. That's the feed from the surge up into the tank, and obviously our pressure gauge, up here, and then the return back to the tank. I'm a bit skeptical on this being that it's -6. I might have to bump that up to -8 because I think it'll return a little bit too much fuel, but we'll see how it goes and see what it's like once it's running. We may have to address it a little bit. I've got the on-off switch on the earth lead. I know a lot of people put it on the power, but if the car's running and you turn the battery power off, the car will keep running. So if you go earth, it shuts everything down. That's apparently the proper way to do it, so that's all good. Yeah, that's a look at the fuel system and then the boot. We'll move on. Righto, so up under the dash, I'll just show you the clutch. So I've just running the standard master just there, and a fitting down the bottom there to a braided line, and then it's going over into the tunnel for the clutch line. So it seems to be all right. I have just noticed there that it's got a little bit of a leak, so a little bit of a weep. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Yeah, keep chugging along and see how we go. Another add-on on the Beamer is the catch can. So I just got a catch can mounted up underneath, and then just the cover breathers going into the top of it, and then I'll put a filter on top. Righto guys, also to add on to the E46 stuff, LS related. So both heads are mirrored. So this water port is the same on this side. So if you ever need to do an extra gauge, there's a fitting you can buy down in here. This one, little black fitting. You can buy that, it adapts to the head, and you can put a water temp sensor in the end of it. Sometimes the sensor is long, so you have to drill the fitting out a little bit, so then it gets a bit sketchy. But other than that, that's a good little trick to help you put another water gauge in if you ever need to. And it's in the same location as the computer, so it'll read the same. Also, the normal oil fitting for the back. So the oil sensor goes in the top rather than into the block. And then you can got 1/8 MPTs on the side of it, so you can put an oil gauge on that, aftermarket oil gauge, or an extra, or even a temperature if you really wanted to. But that's about it for the Beamer. I'm still just floating along. Got all my wiring ready to go, and yeah, just got to do exhaust and wait for the ECU. Got a little bit of a dash conundrum at the moment in here. Screen's a bit shit and all faded and gone all shitty, so gotta try and get another one, put that in. It's all wired, as in power wired, and press the button and the starter will work. I've got the wire for that, just gonna run that over, but I'm gonna do that as the ECU gets put in. But yeah, so floating along, still waiting on throttle body, and then I'll take it to Adam probably, or someone, and I'll fab up a intake for it, a couple of filters. So yeah, just got to bleed the brakes and get that sorted, and yeah, should be pretty good. So well guys, that's a wrap for this week on this thing. We got a fair bit done, so we just got a few more things to button up. So this will be the end for this video. The next one I'll be putting exhaust on it. So glad we got as far as we did in this week, and yeah, I'll go over it a bit more once it's all on the ground, and yeah, we're somewhere. So hope you guys like this content, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That'll help me out a lot. I'll have some shirts coming soon, I hope. But yeah, stay tuned and stay safe.